Thursday, March 26, 2020. Today, I want to share with you a little bit about my failure. I think it's one of those things that you get really excited about, and then you pick something up, pick a book up, right, and you read about it and you try to do it. So this was when I was back in around 2004, 2005. So I don't really quite remember the exact year because it's been a while. Um, as the I was then serving as the director of software engineering. So one of the things I was trying to figure out is what are the good ways for me to get updates, get information from my team to know when a work can be done, when project can be done, for example, right? So this is one of those challenges that I've been trying to solve for a long time, and this was before Agile. So back then, I wasn't much aware of what's going on in the marketplace other than from books. So I went to pick up a book and it talked about how we could do, on a daily basis, get together and get updates. So essentially, that's kind of what I did. So I set up a meeting, and every morning I will have all my developers come in and then sit down and then basically says, what did you do yesterday? What do you do today? And do you have an impediment? So pretty much similar to what we call a daily scrum today in the Agile world. Now, this was my first attempt, okay? Being that it was my first attempt, I have no idea as to the reason why I was doing it. What I was trying to do is get updates, asking for status update. Everybody was sitting in a room, and I would point to say, person by person, okay, you go, then you, then you, then you. Now think about that. It's just individuals reporting to me, right? As I'm the director, I'm their manager, and they're just telling me what they did yesterday, what they did today. Now, I would get an individual, Todd, and Todd would say, I did X, yesterday's X, today's X, and tomorrow's X. And that was it, right? And then there were people in there who was like, look, this is not efficient. We got 10 people sitting in a room, and we're taking everybody's time. Looking back, I failed. I knew I failed, right? I knew I failed back then, and I stopped doing that after a while. And I went to something. I figured out maybe it's a issue just getting data. So instead of me asking everybody, I created a website, a simple portal to gather data. This is very typical, right? Typical of an engineer solving the problem using engineering tools. My thought was that the solution is if they were just to enter the data for me, then I would save me time to capture the data. So I would then take the data, plug into Microsoft Project, and see where we're at. And I think that's my biggest thing was my failure there was not knowing the why behind we do daily stand-up, not knowing why we get together. It is not a status update. Now, this is something I've learned now that, in order to be successful, you have to know the why. Why are you doing something? What's the reason why we're doing certain things? So that is key. So my first failure in Agile, looking back, that was it. My first attempt at Agile, and I failed flat. And it was so bad that I did not do Agile for the longest time. So if you guys have anything to share like that, let me know what they are. I'd love to know. I'll keep thinking about things that I can share with you, and that's it for today. Bye.